Okay, so unfortunately I don't have any aluminium plate the right size to make this upright. Oh, I also noticed in the first few videos while I was editing them, you can't really see these plans very well, so I've turned one of the lights down a bit and hopefully you can now see that a bit better. Okay, so we're making this piece, or we're trying to. So what am I going to do? Well, I do have plenty of scrap aluminium and I do have a furnace now. So I have made a pattern. It's got pattern draft on all the sides. This is considerably bigger than what I actually need, so that allows for plenty of shrinkage. I've made a new bottom flask, which is what this thing is. So we are going to have a go at casting a block of Ali using my furnace, and then I can machine it down and make this piece. So that's the game plan. Well, that worked out okay. We have a sort of loaf of bread style of aluminium, but no, it came out very well indeed. So this just needs to be machined, which obviously there's going to be some serious work on the shear line to get that down to the size I want, but no, it came out all right. I mean, obviously it was an open mold, which is why you've got this, the top is like this, but this is the underside, and as you can see, that came out very well indeed. And it's plenty big enough, so I've got plenty of meat on here, so I can take it down to what I actually need. So yeah, so the next stage will be machining this on the shear line. Well, I've got the cast aluminium block in the vise on the shear line, but I'm going to have to come up with a more creative setup for mounting this, because I simply don't have the depth of travel in this axis, in the y-axis. With it mounted in the vise like this, but this will be good to see how well it machines. I'm going to have a go at just skimming as much of the top as I can, but as I said, I'm going to have to come up with an alternative method to mount it, to actually machine it all. I think I've got an idea I'm going to do that, but for now we'll just have a go with this. Let's turn that. Well, I've taken off about 1mm, and unfortunately there's quite a lot of blowholes and air holes in the top. But I've milled the sides, that side there, and this side, and this end, these two ends, and I can't see any in the ends at all. So what I'm thinking is that it's the air holes and blowholes and that are in this top piece here, which was outside of the mould effectively. So if we, you can quite clearly see the Swiss cheese effect on the top here. But I think that will go as I get further down. As I get rid of this, I think they will disappear. So I'm going to persevere, keep going with it. Let's bring it back. Yeah, the blowholes are definitely starting to disappear now as we're getting down through this layer. So hopefully it should be okay, but I'm going to persevere with it, and I'll do that off camera because otherwise there's going to be hours and hours of this. Well, I've just spent about 4 hours on the shoreline with the cast alley block, and I've squared it up. I've still got to get it down to dimension. I made it quite a bit bigger than I needed, and I'm glad I did, because there's as you can see, there is some air holes, blowholes in it. Now I've taken quite a lot off of the side, and most of it's gone, but this side is still quite bad. So I need to, I mean, this is about 3/4 of an inch thick, and I need to get that down to half, so I've still got a good 1/4 inch to take off. So I'm hoping that all of this will disappear. If you look at the ends are quite nice. There's not too much in the way of blowholes or anything around the sides and the ends. They're pretty good, really. Take quite a bit of creative setup on the shoreline I haven't quite got enough travel in the y-axis to get it back and forth the whole width, so it does take a little bit of mucking around on the setup, but yeah, it's pretty square, so I'm quite pleased about that. Still got a lot more to do. As I said, I need to take this down to 1/2 inch thick, and it needs to be 1 1/4 inches wide, and the length needs to be 3.9 inches. So I've still got quite a lot to do, but at least we are getting there. Now, ultimately, if these blowholes go all the way through it, then it's not going to be any good. But I don't think they will. I mean, looking at the sides, it looks pretty good. I think it's just the sort of surface, the top and the bottom. And I think most of this will machine out. So, well, we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then I'll have to try something else.